We've talked a lot over the past few months about the education agenda that is pending for the upcoming legislative session. We've spoken to educators and the new education commissioner and to reps from the Board of Regents. Today we're going to hear from parents. Gwen Samuel is a founder of the Connecticut Parents Union, and Millie Arceniegas is a former president of the Hartford Parent Organization Council. That's a coalition of 48 PTOs throughout the city of Hartford. Thanks, both of you, for being here. So you had a big day up at the LOB, and I heard some of the main points of your plan, but why don't you kind of summarize it for us?
Well, the bottom line is, just like you stated, everyone has a voice when it comes to education. Educators, the governor, the commissioner, teachers, but the people that have the most to lose don't have a voice. And so we founded the Connecticut Parents Unions to ensure that we have a stake at the table so that we can ensure that the educational rights of our children are being protected.
So, I mean, did you think that groups like the PTO were not being taken seriously, or?
Well, the PTO is a different entity than the PTA. Mm-hmm. So in Hartford, we have 48 PTOs where we collectively together, that's what the Connecticut Parents Union is about, can have a stronger voice.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, that's where we come from.
The unity is giving you strength.
Right, absolutely.
So tell me what the main points of your plan are. Well, let's start off with, I know that one of the components was eliminating teacher tenure. Why that was important to you, and why you think that's the right way to go.
I mean, so when you think about it, when I was at the legislative session 2 years ago, I mean, the unions really had the voice of the governor, had the voice of everyone. But the laws are being made to protect the interests of teachers. So we're not anti-teacher, we're just saying, so what about the rights of children? And so there is no such thing as guarantees anymore, and the tenure has a flavor of guarantee. And then you have seniority that trumps effectiveness. I want a teacher that can teach reading. So I don't care if she's been there 5 years or 20 years, as long as she's effective in her skill set. So again, you know, people take that as being opposed to teachers, but no, we just need effective teachers because our economy is dependent upon it.
One of the points that the other side tried to make is that sometimes, tenure allows teachers with experience to be protected when it comes to like a layoff situation, because, you know, a more experienced teacher obviously is going to be making more money than a less experienced teacher, and so when you're looking to cut costs, they might go after the more experienced teacher, and that tenure might offer some level of protection against that.
But I'm thinking we have labor laws. Yeah. I'm saying, look at the private sector. I mean, it's about your skill set that determine how long you'll stay. And I'm not saying the systems are fair, but at the end of the day, it's the children that are getting the education. So if we don't put them first, then we're always protecting the educators and the teachers, and the children are the ones that always seems to get the end of the bargain.
And the tenure plan that you're proposing is that they would be offered contracts for a certain number of years?
Yes, we actually took the plan from the Connecticut Association of Public School Superintendents, and they have a 5-year plan. Millie is more the experts because she deals more with it in the Hartford area. I'm more on the ground level, making sure that parents' voices are being heard.
Tell me also about your ideas about revising the rules for school residency. What are your thoughts on that? Millie?
That must change. You look at the Tommy McDowell, the Kelly Williams-Ballar, in Illinois, Annette Callahan. If you just most recent, the scream rooms, the timeout practices. Those are not decisions being made by parents, but yet the zip code keeps us in those districts. So if you're going to protect teachers first, if you're going to protect everyone else first, then at least give us options to choose a better school or a school that can meet the educational needs of our children.
So your ideas are that parents could choose where their kids go to school and not be restricted by where they live.
Absolutely. So if you have a school that can't meet your needs, so if you have a special needs child, you have a child that's autistic or an English language learner, and the school, for instance, that they're sending you to has no Spanish-speaking teachers or not meeting the needs of the children, why would I be made to go there? Because my academic needs of my child won't get met. Right. But at least if you let me choose another school, then maybe I'll get the child's need met. Now, if they're saying that it's taxpayers pay for the school districts, then attach the money to the child. So if my child goes to Manchester, then the money from my child will follow me to Manchester.
Well, I was going to say, because I mean, wouldn't just everyone in Connecticut all send their kids to Avon, Farmington, you know?
No, but at the same time, then we need to make our schools. See, this is where the governor and the commissioner needs to step in. Accountability needs to be across the board. I shouldn't have to leave my neighborhood.
Right.
I don't want to leave my neighborhood. Right. But if my neighborhood doesn't meet the need, please don't let me put my child in an unsafe condition.
Yeah, you mentioned the screen rooms, which of course have been making a lot of headlines recently.
Making me scream, absolutely.
And talk about, first of all, were you aware that those were being used, either of you?
No.
No, not to the extent of what I've seen on TV. I mean, I've seen therapeutic rooms, but in the proper setting, not in the actual public school setting, which is it was just unbelievable to me when I seen that.
And so is your proposal that they be eliminated entirely?
Absolutely.
Who would want that as a parent?
I don't know any educator in that school that would send their child there.
I'm not a parent, so
Yes.
I'm not
You have
as
nieces
involved
and
as you are.
nephews,
Right,
neighborhood,
yes, absolutely.
right? Yeah.
But I mean, isn't it surprising though that you didn't know about it and that
Absolutely.
they existed?
Absolutely. They make us sign permission slips to go to the Peabody Museum, but yet you wouldn't tell me that there was a scream room / dungeon in my school. I don't understand how that works. So, yes, they need to be eliminated, and qualified teachers doing their qualified work need to be working with the children.
How optimistic are you? I mean, the governor has said time and again now that the upcoming session is going to be, an education agenda. How optimistic are you that things are really going to get done?
I'm very optimistic. You, Gwen?
I know there's work to be done. I know there will be mobilizations across the state. Parents are going to have to speak up for their children like never before.
Absolutely.
We're going to have to align ourselves with organizations across the state. It will not be a walk in the park because, again, the status quo has always controlled the decision makers and the lawmakers. Now it's just new sheriffs in town, right?
Right.
So that's the parents.
I guess we're seeing some changes. Have you had a chance, your parents' union, to talk to the governor?
Well, no, go ahead.
Well, I had a conversation with the governor prior to him being elected.
Oh,
And what he has always told us was that parents will have a seat at the table. So that's what we are waiting for. We're waiting for him to come and reach out to us and say, you know what, it's time that we put all stakeholders at the table. So I'm looking forward to that.
And you'll both, I guess, be frequently visiting the Capitol during...
Absolutely, like furniture.
That's our second house.
And I won't be waiting that long. I'll wait. If they don't invite me, then I invite myself because my taxpayer dollars pay for the Capitol as well. I think we need to own the power as parents to protect our children.
And you, tell me about your children, just as a last question. You have how many children?
I have 2 in the public school system. I have 2 older children and 2 in the elementary school systems in Meriden.
Nice. And Millie?
I have 1 in the public school system, and then I have another 1 in college.
Yay!
So,
excellent.
college is great.
All right. Thank you very much, Millie. And Gwen, thanks for sharing your time. I'm sure I'll see you at the Capitol because you guys are going to be there probably as much as I am. So that's good.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now stick around. We are going to take a look at the Long Island Sound and its latest health checkup. That is coming up. Stick around.